What's going on, people? It's TheAireaidLord. This is another top 5 list. This time we are doing Call of Duty. New topic for me. My other top 5 lists have been for Halo 5. If you'd like to check those out, I'll leave a link for you. But chances are, if you're watching this video, you're somebody who's more dedicated to Call of Duty, specifically the Zombies game mode that has been offered with the World at War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2 games from Treyarch. I'm aware there's a Zombies mode for Advanced Warfare, but we're just going to be sticking to the Treyarch side of things for now, because what I'm going to be talking about has actually nothing to do with the exo zombies that are in Advanced Warfare. We're going to be talking about the top 5 perks that I want to return in the next Call of Duty game. It is confirmed that later this year Treyarch will be making the next Call of Duty game, and that means that we'll probably, more than likely, we will be getting a new Zombies mode. And there has been no information revealed on what will be in this Zombies mode, any information. The name of the game hasn't even been released. Some people think it might be World at War 2. Other people are saying, oh, it's got to be Black Ops 3. Maybe they'll go with an entirely new title of genre. I'm not sure. But we do know that it'll be a new Treyarch game, and so I'm looking forward to the Zombies. So having been a Zombies player, not really a hardcore Zombies player, but someone who really enjoys Zombies, I wanted to give my opinions on some of the perks, some of my favorite perks. I definitely think that's something that makes Zombies fun, when you can use these perks in different ways. And these are the perks that I've chosen, the top 5 perks that I want to not only return for the next Call of Duty game, in Zombies specifically, obviously, but I want these perks to kind of be permanent perks in the game, so that when we go on a new map, or there's new DLC maps, or however they structure it, the way that they do it, I want there to basically be some consistency with the perks, and I want them to be in every single map. In Black Ops 2, there were some maps that had certain perks and some maps that didn't. For example, Transit did not have Mule Kick, but the next map that came out, Die Rise, actually did have the Mule Kick. And then the map after that, Mob of the Dead, did not have Mule Kick. So that's just one example. Certain maps do not have certain perks. Something I want for the next Black Ops game or the next Treyarch game is for the perks to be consistent in every single map, so they're hidden throughout the map and they're not ambiguous. Okay, so starting off with this countdown at number 5, actually the one I just mentioned, Mule Kick, is the one I want to see. The effect of Mule Kick is that you get to carry 3 weapons. It costs 4,000 points, I believe. That's consistent in both Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. Pretty useful weapon, especially for, I'd say Moon was the map that this was the most useful on. I guess you could argue it's useful on any map. Specifically for Moon, I would usually get Mustang and Sally, the wave gun. I'd pack-a-punch them. And then some type of rifle, maybe the ray gun as well. It basically helped for control, especially if you were moving up the ranks in Zombies. If you were trying to go to like wave 40, wave 50, trying to basically make trains of zombies and do it purely for survival. We're not talking Easter eggs. That's a totally different area. But the perk could be useful for Easter eggs in its own right. But if you're trying to just survive plain old survival, the Mule Kick perk is helpful. It helps you have more weapons. Obviously, you have to be careful, because if you die, you're going to lose whatever the last weapon you bought. And so there's always that. The downside, obviously, is that it does cost a lot of points, so you do have to survive quite a bit, probably get Juggernog, quick revive, instant revive if you're doing it by yourself. So there are some drawbacks, but I still like the perk. I think it allows for players to use more of the weapons, and it kind of allows for some diversity. So that's the reason I chose that for number 5. Number 4 is Stamina Up, which is a perk that lets you run faster. It's basically a Call of Duty Black Ops version of Lightweight, the Lightweight perk from the multiplayer of Modern Warfare 2. And there were some other perks and some other Call of Duty games that kind of come close to what this perk is. This perk costs 2,000 points. It's an orange drink. It's been in most expansions. There have been some where it doesn't show up at all. I believe Die Rise, it's not, I don't think it's in Die Rise at all. It's not in any of the elevators. And it's in most maps. Most maps it's there, and sometimes it's in maps where you can I know the last one, Origins, I think you can just purchase it from the Wunderbar perk machine, the Perca-Cola machine, and I think you can get it randomly. I like it. Obviously, helps you outrun zombies a little bit faster. It's half the cost of Mule Kick, so I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the price. And again, like I said, I want to see it used more in more maps. You know, maybe have it readily available. Maybe it's a perk at the start of the map, so then people can decide whether they want Juggernaut or they want to do the stamina up or purchase a weapon or any other reason you'd use your points for. So I think giving players more options like that would basically would allow the game to be more diverse than it already is. So number 3 on my list next is Who's Who. This is an exclusive perk. It only shows up in one map, which is Die Rise. This perk is sort of like Insta Revive. It basically allows you to, when you die, a clone of yourself spawns a few feet away, and a little jingle plays, Who's Who, and basically you have the option to revive yourself, and if you do, you get to keep all of your weapons, and I believe you keep all of your perks as well. It's basically it's almost like an Insta-Revive, basically. It takes the place of Insta-Revive. You can also buy the Insta-Revive perk with this perk, so I believe Insta-Revive trumps it, and then once you lose Insta-Revive, then Who's Who takes its place if you die again. So, one of the big reasons I want this perk to return is because it only showed up in one map. It was a one-time deal. In Die Rise, it was helpful because, because of the falling damage, it definitely was difficult to kind of move around Die Rise. Once Treyarch patched some of the glitch spotches with the Sliquifier, it definitely became harder to survive, to camp, to train on Die Rise. So having this perk definitely helped. Obviously, if you're facing high waves of zombies and you get the Who's Who perk, you're going to spawn with only a pistol. And if you're fighting zombies that are highly ranked, not really going to be the greatest way. You'd have to train them and then run to your guy and revive yourself. So it's not always a guarantee. If you get Who's Who, there's no guarantee that you'll revive yourself, but there's always the chance that you will. Just because of the crazy nature of it, I think it's an interesting perk, and I think it would work well with the game. So I want it in. It's only been in one map. I'd love to see it integrated more. Next on our list, kind of following that, is the Cherry perk. This costs $1,500. It's actually only in 2 maps. Technically, it's only in 1. In Mob of the Dead, you can buy this perk directly from the machine. In Origins, you have to buy it from the Wunderbar perk machine. It gives you a random perk, and there's a chance that you can get the Electric Cherry. This perk allows you, when you reload and electricity comes out, like you emit electricity when you reload, and it stuns the zombies, stops them from running at you, stops them from moving, but only for a brief second. But that brief second could mean the second between life and death, especially on higher waves. So it's definitely a useful perk, especially in Origins when you've got that fucking robot chasing you and you've got a lot of shit going on in Origins, and it's definitely helpful. Origins is, I think, the map to have that perk on. Mob of the Dead too, but I think it's more useful on Origins. And just for the same reasons for the Who's Who perk, I really want to see this perk return because it, in my opinion, offers more options for the game and allows you, again, it helps. It's one of those perks that's really helpful, especially in higher waves. If you've got Speed Cola with this perk, like you're reloading super fast, you're activating this thing nonstop. And again, it's the choice between life or death, really. It could save you a few seconds of getting away from a zombie by activating this perk. I think it's useful, and I'd love to see it in more maps. And then number 1 on the list is the PhD Flopper. This perk, I do not believe, was in any map in Black Ops 2. There was a teaser. I'm not sure if anyone remembers the little teaser for it in Die Rise. Everyone thought that you could get to it. There was a PhD Flopper. When you take the elevator, there's the elevator in Die Rise where you can jump on it and it sends you all the way down. It's a one-way trip. If you look forward as the elevator's going down, there's a hallway where PhD Flopper is. However, people have tried to get to it. People have gone into theater mode, and it's pretty much confirmed at this rate, over 2 years since the map has come out, that you cannot access PhD Flopper on Die Rise. It is also on Mob of the Dead down by the docks. You can see it sitting there. The next map, Buried. This, I think PhD Flopper, you can actually get it if you fall. If you take enough falling damage on the map, you actually get PhD Flopper. It's not a perk you can buy, but there's a spark of green mist, and the game basically gives it to you if you take enough falling damage. So it's a secret perk on the map. And then I don't believe I forget. Someone's gonna have to correct me on this, but I'm not sure if it's on Origins. You cannot buy it on Origins, but I don't know if it's like the Wundervar perk machine where it gives you a random perk. I don't know if you can get it on that map. I'm not there aren't many places to jump from, because basically PhD Flopper, if you do a dolphin dive, which is sprinting and pressing the crouch button, you will do a dolphin dive, and if you do it from a high enough area, you will basically create a mini explosion. It's not that powerful on higher waves, but it's definitely can cause some damage. And the other big reason that people like this perk is because you actually take no falling damage and you take no explosive damage. So if you've got the ray gun, or you're throwing grenades, or you're jumping from high heights, you're not going to take any damage. And this is why this perk was teased, or was, kind of trolled by Treyarch on the map Die Rise, because falling damage is obviously one of the biggest reasons someone might die on Die Rise, because of the elevators and the roofs and the multiple floors. So having PhD Flopper on that map is it's like the perk you want, and obviously it's not there for obvious reasons. But yeah, PhD Flopper, unless you're playing the multiplayer, unless you're playing varied game modes of these maps, you cannot actually buy PhD Flopper. Only if you do multiplayer with people. I believe there's a separate game mode for it, and then you can buy PhD Flopper as a perk. But PhD Flopper is not actually a perk in any Black Ops 2 map. It's in Black Ops 1. It's in most maps in Black Ops 1. And I remember it being on Moon, because Moon has the low gravity, so I guess that's an instance where that would be helpful, useful at least. But I counter that by saying, because of the no explosive and no falling damage, I think that perk would be useful in any circumstance. Maybe that's why it's not on any of the Black Ops 2 maps. Maybe Treyarch thought it was a little overpowered, that people could use Mustang and Sally or Ray Gun and not blow themselves up and kind of train zombies. Perhaps they thought it was a bit overpowered. Not sure about that. I'm also not sure if it's on Nuketown Zombies. I don't believe so, because in Nuketown Zombies, the perk machines drop from the sky whenever the nuke clock gets to the 12 o'clock mark. I don't believe it's a perk on that map, because I have survived over, 30 waves on that map, and I did not see, I cycled through all the perks on that map, and I did not see PhD Flopper. So again, if anyone knows, please correct me. But those are basically my top 5. They're basically perks that I thought didn't get enough time in the previous Call of Duty games, specifically Black Ops 2. I'm talking more Black Ops 2 here. Black Ops 1, we got to see more of a variety and diversity from the perks, I'd say, in my opinion, overall. But in Black Ops 2, there was kind of a lacking of a lot of interesting perks. They were very selective. You've got your perks that are always on every map. You've got Juggernog, Quick Revive, Speed Cola. These perks are kind of all on every single zombies map, because they're staples. Juggernog, helps you survive longer, gives you more hit points. There are some perks that always have to be on the maps, and so they're a necessity. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any suggestions for Call of Duty kind of top 5 videos, do let me know. I don't play Call of Duty that much, but I do love the zombies, which is why I made this video. If you're into Halo 5 or any other top 5 series, be sure to let me know. I love doing these, and obviously the gameplay in the background is of me using the Remington, kind of doing it Rick Grimes style by one-shotting the zombies with this incredibly powerful Magnum gun. Just screwing around, really. I just wanted some gameplay for you guys. Since I'm talking about zombies, it made sense to throw some zombies up for the video. So, alright, that's it. Thanks for watching, and tune in for the next top 5 video. Thanks. See you later.